Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to do an IVF update. I had an appointment with my doctor on Friday the 13th. So this doctor does all my monitoring and he was checking to see if my lining was thick enough for a transfer. So when he measured it, he measured 9.1 at the edges, and then he said the center was at 10.2, and usually they like to see it around 8 or above. So he was really happy with that. He did mention though that he did not see a triple layer lining and that they usually like to see that before transfer. However, since I was still 6 days away from the transfer date, he didn't think that it was going to be an issue and said that I will probably develop that once I begin other medications such as the progesterone in oil and progesterone suppositories, and just being on the estradiol still was going to help. So he sent off my ultrasound and my lab work to my fertility doctor, and he reviewed it and said that he did not see an issue and was okay with us to proceed with the transfer. So when I got home, I just kept thinking about what the doctor said, and then the not having the triple layer uterine lining was really concerning to me. So I obviously hopped on Google and I did a bunch of research, and most doctors did suggest that the triple layer was ideal. And so I emailed my nurse and I asked her if that was going to be an issue, since the doctor that did my monitoring had mentioned it. And so she spoke with my doctor and they decided that they wanted me to go in for another ultrasound. They did think that I needed it, but since I was kind of freaking out, they thought that just for my own peace of mind, it would be nice for me to have another ultrasound. So I have that scheduled Wednesday, the day before transfer. So I don't know what's going to happen if my lining doesn't show the triple layers, if they're gonna cancel or if they're still okay with transferring the next day. I think my doctor said he's more concerned with the thickness of the lining, but I'm gonna go with what he says. So if he's okay with us transferring, we're gonna go ahead and do that. However, if he does want us to cancel and try again next month, I'm also okay with that. We only have 5 embryos that are genetically normal, and I know that might sound like a lot, but we just don't want to waste one. So if we have to wait, I am okay with waiting. I just want my body and my uterus to be as receptive as it possibly can be so that this can be a successful transfer. So I'm really hoping that my ultrasound shows that my lining has progressed, that it has thickened even more, and that that triple lining has formed. So I obviously jumped on YouTube and Google, and I was researching ways to thicken my lining, and so I want to share with you guys a few tips that I found. So one mentioned pomegranate juice, and I don't know what any of these products have in them that will cause the lining to thicken, but most of these items were listed more than once, so I figured, you know, hey, like, why not try? So I am doing 1 glass of pomegranate juice a day. I am also, actually I have it with me, I am doing pineapple. So I cut up a pineapple and I am eating the core, so that should help. I know that a lot of people do pineapple for implantation, so I do plan on having pineapple after I transfer as well. And then other things that I am doing to hopefully thicken my lining is I am drinking bone broth. So I do probably like 2 cups. No, that's, yeah, I probably do like 1 cup a day of bone broth. I alternate between chicken and beef, and then I've also been eating a lot of avocados, and I have upped my water intake. So I am drinking about 100 ounces or more of water each day. And something else that I did is I also gave up running because I want my body to focus all its energy on thickening my lining. And so I am not running anymore. I was doing about like 5 miles a day, 5 days out of the week. So I gave that up. So I don't know if any of these things are going to help. I guess I'll find out on Wednesday. But it could also be that I am on more medication and I have been on the estradiol longer. So I guess we just really don't know. But I really am hoping that my lining has gotten thicker, and I really do want to see that triple layer. I think it would just make me feel a lot more comfortable going into transfer, knowing that everything looks the way that it's supposed to look. So yeah, so I also wanted to let you guys know my protocol. I don't think I have gone over that. So I am on endometrium. So these are vaginal suppositories, and I do those twice a day. So I do one in the morning and then I do another at night. So the way that these basically work is they come in a tablet form, and I am not going to open it because I have already done mine for the day. So you would typically open it up and you place the tablet inside in this insert. It's very similar to a tampon. So once the tablet is in there, you'll just this bottom half pulls out, and so the tablet goes in there, and then when you push it in, you will just push the part that came out into your vagina, and you have inserted it. And I'm also on estradiol. So these are Estries, which is the generic version for estradiol. So I'm on 2 mg, and I take those 3 times a day, so morning, afternoon, and evening. And I know that everybody can have a different protocol. It just kind of depends on your doctor, your circumstance, your body. So all those things go into consideration when your doctor comes up with your protocol. But I just wanted to go ahead and share mine. But yeah, so as of now, we are set to go on Thursday. I will try to keep you guys updated. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to my channel. Bye. Okay, so Eric usually does my progesterone and oil shot, so he gets that ready while I am doing my suppository and taking my oral estrays. What are you doing right now?
Getting a wipe to sanitize the top
of the
vial. It's a lot of pressure.
You do this every day?
I know, but now
like probably what, like 20 weeks?
Combined?
Probably.
11
plus
weeks 9. And 9 weeks, so
20
weeks. So just get the syringe, make sure the needle's on there nice and tight. Pull the cap off. And a little trick that the video showed us was to pull it back to the 1, since that's the amount we're going to get out. Then stab it. And then flip it over. And then you push the air in. It just makes it easier to pull the oil out. So I usually go a little bit past the 1, since it usually has air at the top and you don't want the air. So when I push it back up to the 1, the air is what comes out. Sometimes I gotta do it a couple times.
Yeah, you don't want any bubbles.
Make sure all the air is out of the syringe. Alright, so make sure I'm at the 1. Flip it back over. So the vial, we're done with the vial. Go ahead, put the cap back on. And then twist it off. And toss it in that.
The sharps container?
Yes. And then we have this here.
What's that, the needle that's...
This is the needle that goes in, Jessica. It's a smaller
needle?
Smaller one. I forgot the size.
It's still big, but it's smaller.
It's a...
Does it say it on there?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Oh, 25 gauge. Is it gauge?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the one used to draw the oil is an 18 gauge.
And then an inch and a half long.
Yeah.
So just make sure that's on there. And the next thing I normally do is we run it under hot water for about a minute or so, just to loosen it up. It's not as thick. Doesn't hurt her. She doesn't feel as much pain or.
It doesn't feel as thick going in.
Yeah.
It's easier to go in.
Yes.
And then while you do that, I usually
lay on the bed and we put a little ice pack on there, numb that area.
Yeah.
Just
so yeah.
It doesn't hurt her.
Okay, so I forgot to grab the ice, so go grab it.
So I'll go grab the ice. The syringe is done. Toss this stuff since we're done with it. We always use 2 sanitizing wipes, one for the vial and one on her. Under hot. So like I said, we just run it under hot water. We got this tip from other YouTubers, right?
Yeah, YouTubers and then like other IVF chat forums I'm on.
I kind of just rotate it back and forth.
I know a lot of people like to...
What? I know. Are you talking about how to...
Yeah, to warm up the oil. A lot of people...
Put it in the armpit. Yeah. That's the hardest part of your body.
And then I've also heard of people wrapping a heating pad around the syringe. Just don't want to show anything.
You can usually go off the mark. Like there's already a mark from the 2 previous that we did the first 2 days, right?
Yeah, this is our 3rd day.
Yeah, and then from, we watched a couple videos as well just to like make sure we were getting the right spot. They usually said put your hand like right above the top of her butt and then cut that in half.
You just use the top corner.
Top right corner of it.
Hey, who's doing that?
Ali. No, Pepper. Sorry, it's kind of hard for dogs. So, but I already know where it's at, so I'm just gonna sanitize, put the ice on it, let that get numb for a bit, and then open the sanitation wipe just to have it ready, and the gauze in case there's tiny blood after it. And this is where I normally go and put the syringe under warm or hot water.
And what I like to do while he's doing that and while he's actually doing the shot is I usually like to go on Instagram and I hashtag IVF or IVF journey. And see, there's quite a bit of posts. So I like to just scroll through Instagram and then just see other people's journeys. It makes me feel like I'm not in this alone, especially during the shot. I'm so used to it. I've done this like probably what did we say, 20 weeks? 20 weeks, but it still sucks. So it's just kind of nice to know that there's people out there who are going through the same thing you are. So while he's doing that, this distracts me from the shot.
just so it's known. Because I know these shots hurt. Right?
They're not painful. They're just like I can feel.
But the idea of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the thought of it, and then I can feel the oil going in. So it just feels like something's crawling underneath my skin.
So don't need the ice there that long. Kind of just feel where it's nice and cold. Get the wipe. And just clean around the area where we will be poking her at. And then let that dry a bit. And so there is the needle.
Fun. Do you have fun doing this?
No.
You don't enjoy poking me?
No. So once it's in, we were told for the oil to push it nice and slow, just so that way it can all spread out in that muscle. So it does take a while. We're almost done. We are done. And then I kind of just sit here for a minute or so and kind of just rub that oil around it. Make sure it spreads.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just sore. Let's give it a good massage, babe.
And she did not bleed on that time, but it's always nice
I
to have the...
I hardly bleed, right? I mean, I have, but it's not like common. Or is
If
it?
I tend to get it near the same spot, just because of the tissue kind of like starts, you could feel it
Scarring
get nice and
stuff.
hard there. So, I don't know, did we switch over last time? No, right?
No,
we always started on the right.
we've never
just
switched
you
over.
wanted it, but people do switch back and forth just so it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. I just figured one's already really sore, so just keep it going. Be sore on both sides. Hi, baby.
And so hopefully we have another 11 weeks,
Yeah.
4 days with this.
Yeah, I'll have to be on this for through week 12.
All the medications, right? Except the oral.
Yeah,
esters.
the estradiol. Yeah, the estrades is
Week
through
10?
week 10. But I was on them 2 weeks prior to the transfer, so it kind of evens out.
And so that is a wrap.
Good job.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. New challenge.